there, rubbed up subs, it's Blackmetalwerewolf making a brand new video for you this week. And this week we're going to be talking about not straying too far from the pack. And by that I mean, is it a good idea for heavy metal artists to experiment into other genres of music? Good idea, bad idea, what do the fans think? That is what I would like to talk about today. So overall, when it comes to the notion of a heavy metal artist wanting to do something other than heavy metal, necessarily I don't have anything against it. I understand that these people are artists, and sometimes artists, when they do the same thing over and over and over again, they feel trapped in a box and they might want to spread their wings and try their hand at something different. Perfectly fine with that. Plenty of artists do it. Like Picasso, if you look at his early work compared to his later work, two very different things, you know? It's because he got bored of one and he wanted to experiment into something else. Perfectly fine with that. But is it a good idea for a heavy metal artist to do that? I can imagine if a heavy metal artist went from doing heavy metal to, say, jazz. I'm sure a lot of their fans would give it a shot and listen to it. I'm sure maybe even some jazz fans might pick it up and say, hey, what the hell, may as well give this a listen. But I can imagine a shit ton of fans saying, wow, what a fucking sellout. Which, I don't agree with that logic, because I don't think, when you sell out for money. You don't sell out for something that will probably make you less money. So the whole notion that they're selling out to do something different, to me, is flawed logic, because chances are they won't make nearly as much money as they would doing what they normally do. For example, I remember a couple years ago I read an article with Ozzy Osbourne, and it's around the time his Scream album came out, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, that he wanted to try doing a blues album. Okay, that's cool. I personally, it's probably something I wouldn't listen to, but if Ozzy Osbourne were to make a metal album, chances are that would make a shit ton more money than a blues album. If Ozzy Osbourne went on tour as a jazz artist or a blues artist, chances are he would not make nearly as much money as a metal artist. Honestly, because I can't imagine that many people wanting to see Ozzy Osbourne do that. Don't get me wrong, like I said, plenty of people would, but I don't think nearly as many. Not saying that there aren't heavy metal artists in the past, who shall remain nameless, who have sold out, per se, to do something that a record company wants just to make more money. It does happen. But I do really think that is more rare than it is common. I think that an artist wanting to do something different and expand and grow their wings is probably more common than someone selling out for cash. So overall, I don't think it's a sellout issue. I think it's just wanting to do something different, which I'm perfectly cool with. For example, every month, the month of October, I like doing my Halloween thing where I do something other than just heavy metal. I love doing that. It's something different, it's something fresh, it's something fun I like to do. Is it considered selling out? No, it's just talking about something else I'm also very passionate and interested about. Nothing wrong with someone doing that. Sometimes I do think that the fans get a little overprotective about their favorite artists, though. For example, like when I read that article about Ozzy Osbourne, I, spun it across some of my friends, asked them what their thoughts were, and a lot of them got, like, fucking pissed about it. They're like, how? Ozzy Osbourne better not do that, he better not betray us. Okay, you do realize that Ozzy Osbourne doesn't owe you anything, right? Like, for example, I bought the album Blizzard of Ozz fucking years ago. It cost me $8. I've been listening to that album fucking years and years and years. I love that album. And I got that for $8. If anything, I owe him. He owes me jack shit. He owes you jack shit. If someone wants to do something different, they don't owe you anything, and there's no reason to get mad at them about it. That's just you feeling slighted or betrayed because something's doing something you don't like. I hope you never get into a relationship, because sometimes people step on your fucking toes, right? So I do think it's a little ridiculous that sometimes fans get a little overprotective of their artists. Don't get me wrong, I do understand that sometimes they feel like they're selling out, like I said before, but for the most part, if you don't like the new shit, you don't have to buy the new shit, right? You can just listen to their old stuff. If Ozzy Osbourne released an album I fucking hated, I don't have to listen to it. I don't have to buy it. I can always try it online for free before I even sink any money into it. I could always just, oh, you know what, that doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna go listen to Bark at the Moon. I really like that album. So, to me, I think it's a little ridiculous when the fans get so overprotective when an artist does something that they're also passionate about. Because why the hell not, right? They're humans, they like to do other shit. It's cool. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. If you do the same boring shit over and over again, you may as well go hang yourself, because what's the fucking point, right? You want to experiment and try something new. In regards to the past Ozzy Osbourne thing, I remember reading in another article, the original name for the Scream album was Sucka, S-U-C-K-A. And apparently people got fucking pissed about that, because the word sucka, ending with an A instead of an E-R, is like a hip-hop term. Like, you jive, sucka turkey. I don't know, who the fuck knows if that's correct or not. Anyway, but a lot of people got really pissed off, like, how dare you tarnish heavy metal with a hip-hop term or an urban term. Once again, I didn't even think anything about it. I just thought it was a bad name, not because it was hip-hop, I just thought it was a crappy name. But I read the comments and all these people getting pissed off that it's urban and hip-hop and all that crap. He did end up naming a song Soul Sucker, ER, but once again, I didn't get offended over it, I just thought it was a shitty name. So overall, I'm pretty cool with artists, expanding and doing other things, different things. Pretty cool with that. They want to do something different. Absolutely, spread your wings. As long as, the way I figure it is, as long as they don't shit on their past fans. For example, let's say, Iron Maiden did a jazz album, or a pop album. Let's go pop, They're making a pop album. And they said, okay, this is what we're doing from now on. We're going to be doing for the rest of our careers. And, this is what we're doing. Okay, I probably won't buy it. I'm not going to sell into it. Not my thing, but all the power to you if that's what you want to do. And then they said, like, oh, that's what we're doing, but fuck our old fans. We don't want to be associated with them anymore. Oh, so you mean the people who bought your album, who went to and bought tickets to see you on tour, the people who supported you, the people who made you who you are, fuck them? That's who you're gonna fuck over? Like, no, that's not cool. These are the people who made you famous, and then you're gonna shit on them. Now, I can't really think of off the top of my head of any instance of that ever happening, but I suppose it could, but just nothing I can think of happening that way. That is what I'd have an issue with, if they got so high and mighty on their new sound that they said fuck their old fans. That's not cool, and that is what I would have an issue with. So those are pretty much my thoughts on it. I think it's cool when an artist does something different and maybe spread their wings creatively a bit. I might not enjoy their new sound or whatever, but hey, I can respect someone from wanting to do something different. To me, as long as they don't shit on their past fans, the people who made them who they are. And sometimes I do think that maybe some fans get a little too attached to a band. If someone wants to do something different, hey, let them do something different. What's it gonna hurt you, But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think it's cool when they do something different, or do you absolutely fucking hate it? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about it. So, like my past videos, I either do an album recommendation or an album warning, and this one is another recommendation, and it is Warbringer Woe to the Fallen. If you like thrash metal and you like subjects about war, I think this is the album for you. So that's it for today's video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of today's video. Don't forget to check out some of my past videos too. If you want to keep up with me on a more daily basis, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. There will be links to that in the description. If you'd like to write me a letter, I have a P.O. box open, so that will be in the description as well. I also am still selling my patches, so if you'd like to buy a patch, there will be a link to that in the description too. I'd very much appreciate it if you did. So overall, thank you very much for watching, guys. And stay brutal.